Hey, what's going on everybody? Are you ready? Today I'm going to show you the most fighting option, the most fighting variant for my favorite Nordics. How? You're gonna see a little bit later in the video. I wish you to enjoy the video and let's go on the ride. Alright, we're gonna begin this video with the field center. It's pretty special here. You're gonna understand why it is Joey. Basically because the deck now has a fighting chance, but it is considered the underdog, of course. That doesn't mean it won't get wins. You see why. So let's start with the main deck, of course. Let's start with the main deck. 3 copies of Nordic Beast Golem going to 2 copies of Nordic Smith Ivaldi, 3 copies of Alvis of the Nordic 04, 2 copies Tangrisnir Tangnjosr, 1 copy of Valkyrie of the Nordic Ascendant, and 1 copy of Vanadis of the Nordic Ascendant. Mimir of the Nordic Ascendant, 1 copy, 2 copies of the Rescue Cat, 2 copies of Ash Blossom. Now very strong part of the deck. It may be weak by itself, but it can play without problems under Draw and Lock Bird and under this guy, which you can play Dimension Shifter. It can win you games. A lot of decks prefer to play with their grave right now in this format, so it will be a plus. And now, are you ready? The big surprise, the thing that is giving the fighting chance of the Nordics. Are you ready? Are you really ready? And here we go, starting with 3 copies Kashtira Fenrir. You'll see in a little bit why I choose to play it with the Kashtiras. 2 copies of Unicorn, 1 copy Kashtira Rice Heart, 3 copies Hippocarnival, 3 copies Pot of Prosperity, as you don't need your whole extra deck, which is a big plus, and you can easily tap into the power of Pot of Prosperity. 1 copy Pressure Planet Ritsat, 1 copy Kashtira Bird, 1 copy Kashtira Theosis. From the relics, I prefer only 2, which in my opinion are the most powerful, the most usable. And they are 2 copies Nordic Relic Svalin and 1 copy Nordic Relic Gungnir. And of course 2 copies Infinite Impermanence. Now going into the extra deck, a lot of people online, when you see through my extra deck, let's say with a Kashtira Unicorn, when it's played against me, there is like 1 or 2 minutes thinking phase because they're wondering what the hell is this. Well, I'll tell you what the hell is this. Starting with 1 copy of each Odin, Thor and Loki. I think that's enough. Going to 1 copy of Baron de Flor, 1 copy Dark Strike Fighter for Time, 1 copy of Superstar Sled Typhoon Sky Crisis, joining with the Nordics, 1 copy number 11 Big Eye, 1 copy Red Ice Flame Metal Dragon, 1 copy Kashtira Shangri-La. Of course, every Xyz rank 7 is now accessible thanks to the Kashtiras. 1 copy of Baguska, 1 copy number 75 Bamboozling Gossip Shadow, 1 copy of Sorcerer of Sebeka, very recent, adding to my extra deck, you will see why. And of course 3 copy of the main star Govik of the Nordic Ascendant, making the deck 1 card combo. The side deck is 2 Nibiru's, very good card in this format. The same reason a lot of decks prefer to play with cards in the grave to recycle them, use their effects, etc. So Diddy Crow, if you want to put it more times, I just use it in other decks. So I don't want to repeat myself, like if I'm using 3 imperms in one deck, in the other I use 3 veilers, etc. Because I just want to play different cards, not all of my decks to have 20 cards which are exactly the same. Speaking of veilers, 3 copy of effect veilers, 1 copy of Harpy Feather Duster, 1 copy of Lightning Storm, which can be either Harpy Feather Duster or this card, which has 3 copies. Dark Hole, of course, has very good use. You can basically have Odin and activate his effect to be unaffected until the end phase from spell and traps, and then activate Dark Hole. Everything on the field will be destroyed, every monster except Odin, and he'll be clear for direct attack. 3 copies of Forbidden Droplet, and to have a full set, 1 copy, which is the 3rd total of Infinite Impermanence. I recommend, if you're gonna play this deck, get your hands on these 3 amigos, Hippo tokens. And now it's time for the combo. Let's say first starting with Kashtira Unicorn. Your opponent sees this saying to himself, whoa, Kashtira, gotta stop this. So if they have Imperm or Arch, they will use it on this. Or maybe, if they let it throw, they don't have anything, you can add to yourself Kashtira Bird. You see why this card. If you have the planet, this is just another way to put into your hand Kashtira. And of course it's giving bonus attack to your monsters, to the Nordics and the Kashtira or whatever you have in the field. So it's helping the deck to finish the first turn your monsters can actually attack, which was lacking in the previous variants of the deck. The next step is you're playing this. Your opponent is already in a shock. What the hell is Nordic Beast Golem Bursty doing in the same field as Kashtira Unicorn? Effect Golem Burst. You can get Imperm here, or you can let it slide. Either way, if you have this card in your hand, it doesn't matter. Because basically Valdi has its own, which is allowing him to spatial summon himself as long as you have any Nordic or Aesir on the field. Now with the effect of Vivaldi, you add to your hand Svalin. And here's the fun part. Can you guess what's next? This is a tuner 3. This is a level 7 monster. There you go. There you go, starting to catching up. Baron Diflor. You have it. You have protection against Nibiru now. You have protection against any more incoming Imperm, Valor, Sash, whatever. Next step is, of course, to do your link with the Nordic. You're getting Govik on the field. You activating her effect on summon, of course. You already have Baron. You don't care. And it's good to have this card in your hand or this, because it's saving you materials for Govik. If you don't, you can banish herself and 2 more cards from field or hand. But if you have those 2 cards, it's pretty good. This is better because simply it's getting you out 3 tokens. You're doing it on chain with Govik effect. Then you get yourself the 3 tokens, banish them with Govik, and you have 3 monsters, or with this guy, banish only him, and you're getting 4 or whatever, and the effect of Alvis is coming up. So you're getting 1 from the field Nordic, 2 from the deck. Let's say you can get even those 2. It doesn't matter if they're 2 or no, as long as their total level equals 10. So we have 3 plus 3, 6 plus 4, 10. They go into the grave and you summon, spatial summon any Aesir. Of course, this is not a synchro summon. The other good effect of Alvis is if it's in the grave, that's why you want it here when you summon monsters with Govik, when you do it 3, all 3 of them. You want to dump this guy into the grave, because if your Aesir left the field because of an opponent's card, as long as it's not destroyed by battle, once per turn you can banish this guy and immediately you're spatial summoning some of the Aesir gods. Let's say Odin or Thor, Loki, whatever you prefer. Again, this is not a synchro summon, but you have another god, and Svalin can still be activated. So let's continue. We're doing it with Hippo Carnival. Now you got the tokens, they get banished, and what you summon, what you want to summon here. This is the perfect option. It's Vanaris. You want Ivaldi if you didn't have it in your hand before, and always. Now you say this is total of 12. What you're doing? Here's what I'm doing. Effect Vanaris, and you dump into the grave Valkyrie. Now Vanaris is level 2. You have your 10. You spatial summon Odin, synchro summon it, and what you have in the grave is 2 Ascendant Tuners, which can be banished if Odin got destroyed, so you can bring him back. And besides, you get Alvis if they play Raigeki or even Kaiju or whatever. What else the deck can do? What else the deck can do? Let me show you. Now, if you don't have Kashtira, what you can do? Golden Bursty, effect, getting this guy, and if you have Ivaldi in your hand, what you can do here is you have 2 force, you can do your Baguske, and then you're going for the combo with the Nordics. What else? Pretty much the same. The difference is you got Ivaldi in hand, and you will normal summon Rescue Cat. Get yourself, let's say, this and this, 2 3s. Spatial summon Ivaldi because you have Nordic, and you have yourself Bamboozling Shadow, and Ivaldi is going for the combo with the Nordics. And why am I playing the Sorcerer of Sebek? We'll get right now to this. Let's say you stop him, it's turn 3, or it's turn 2, you clean his field. So you have it like that. You summon whatever. With those 2, you get yourself, it can help in time also, Sorcerer of Sebek. Now you're going to attack. Sorcerer of Sebek is saying himself a monster he's pointing to. When deal damage to the opponent, you get that same amount of life points. So 4000 minus for the opponent, 4000 plus for yourself. And another effect, even during the damage step, if somebody is getting life points, you can make both players lose 1000 life points. So it's total of minus 5000 for now, and 2000 attack by itself on its own. So it's minus 7000 only from those 2 cards, and plus 3000 because you're losing 1000. So it's gonna be total of 3000 plus for you from the Odin attack, which is a very big gap if you're going into time. You can also use Red Flare, Metal Dragon in Odin effect, and Dark Strike Fighter for time. We can finally put the Nordics on the map, give them a fighting chance. I hope you really like the idea of playing it with Kashtiras, and to improve the deck, if you liked it, find even better ways. But the main thing, Nordic plus Kashtira. Of course you can change some cards like Ash, Imperm, but this is the main thing. And that's it, guys. I hope you like it. I really do. I'm really hyped. I'm really excited. Online I'm winning a lot, like maybe 70% of the time. Talking Master Dude, talking YGO Omega, talking Edo Pro. Live haven't tested yet with those cards, and to be honest, I find the perfect synchronization after I took some cards out, put them in my Centurion deck. I'm talking about Super Poly, I'm talking about the targets for Super Poly and stuff, clearing up some space, making room, making myself think, putting those cards, and now the deck is working pretty fine, pretty well. A lot of times maybe Kashtiras will win you the duel, but either way we're trying to keep the Nordics the MVP, the stars of the deck, keeping the combo, keeping it the idea of making it, because otherwise we'll be just Nordics are there for color and nothing else. Sometimes Kashtira will get to the duels, but This is the thing. They're giving you fighting chance without breaking up the idea of the Nordics. And you can easily make Baron the floor. I showed you how. Hope you like it. See you next time, guys.